Heads or bells? This time, supporters donning orange attempted to outshine the sea of green that swept over halfway tree last Sunday at the JLP's mass rally and election announcement. On Saturday, the PNP rally took center stage, the party's most senior, including the likes of Robert Pickersgill and King's Counsel KD Knight, making known their allegiance on the platform. But focus could not be shifted from crowd favorites like Senator Damian Crawford, MP aspirant in St. Catherine Northwest, who contends a change will come. No stranger to the ring, he attacked the JLP's campaign strategy.
When me a teach marketing at UWI, Christoph done a teach marketing at UWI. Christoph done, if you don't want to lie, tell them so your class empty when my class full. But hold on, I see them, I give out flyer half a tree, and I put my marketing brain and I say, listen, this couldn't be nothing but political theater, because they have 2 million voters, and one day half a tree could not reach 2 million voters.
The firebrand sparred a while, tackling perceived biases during pandemic lockdowns and lockups under SOEs. He took the Prime Minister to task over recent gold spoon remarks.
Well, and you know about when you have 3 shoes and them have a name, school shoes, church shoes, and going out shoes, are we that? Because we around him will defend him to the end, because we know.
Momentum didn't die with the senator as the tactics shifted with an emotional play around family pulled by General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell.
I have my little daughter here with me and I want to call her to come forward. Where's my... This is my second child, my princess, my heartbeat. This is Madison. And I want to tell you, over the last 4 years, I've sacrificed everything. Get some gray hairs and all of them things. But I do it because I'm fighting for a better future for my children and for yours.
And then a hail of attacks, first insisting the party's president being likened to a security guard was an attempt to disregard the role of hardworking Jamaicans. Then a witty rebuke that PNP is offering security for surety to Jamaicans. But then another punch.
We could never be bad mind by wanting to ensure that students in their family that qualify for university can go and get a full scholarship. And those, if you are not the first in your family and you have to take students loan, that will not mash up your credit score. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mr. Holness, was published in the newspaper as a delinquent borrower from the student loan. How can he fight against changes to prevent other people picture from being published in the paper as a delinquent borrower?
As the curtains raise for nomination day activities Monday, it's expected the political campaign will only intensify and reach fever pitch 24 hours before Election Day on September 3. Nika Lewis, CVM News.
And also on Saturday, but in the East, the Prime Minister was telling people of St. Thomas numbers don't lie, and while the claims remain true as his party's achievements can be tracked statistically. Kevin Black continues the road to Decision 2025.
I mean, I hear that there is something going on somewhere else, but, you know, this look like it could compete.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness is figuratively putting his money where his mouth is as he provides statistics to back up his claims of prosperity enjoyed by the nation. He insists the economy has risen under his leadership while the murder rate has dwindled. Speaking at the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, parish meeting in St. Thomas Saturday night, he outlines his administration has resurrected the economy during their tenure of leadership.
For the last 50 years, we have been financing our development by debt, borrowing. That has created a big problem. It has made us vulnerable, exposed to changes in the global economy. We have cut the murder rate by almost half. When we took over, the murder rate in Jamaica was somewhere in the region of about 49 per 100,000, meaning 49 persons were murdered in every 100,000 population in Jamaica. Today, you are somewhere, if you annualize it, to about between 25 and 20 per 100,000. Murder rate cut.
Holness also shared how effective he deems his administration in combating employment issues among the youth.
Since this government, what has happened? I want you to listen carefully. We took over the debt at somewhere around 130% of GDP. Unemployment was somewhere in the region of 13%, meaning 13 in 100 persons who are looking for a job couldn't find job. You know what the unemployment rate is today? It is now 3.3%. Only 3 persons in every 100 that is looking for a job can't find a job.
He alleges St. Thomas was long neglected under the PNP's leadership, adding it was the efforts of the JLP that sped up the parish's development.
The PNP have had this constituency for decades. The road, water, housing, terrible condition. The typical signs of development were not in this parish.
Prime Minister Holness says the JLP's work speaks for itself, leaving no doubt in his mind that they will sweep the once-forgotten parish of St. Thomas in the upcoming elections. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
And the JLP is continuing to doubt the PNP's ability to properly run the nation. Multiple speakers chided the opposition's efforts at trying to prevent the third term, alluding to the nation's development being stagnant under a PNP leadership.
Term Prime Minister, 2-term Prime Minister, 3-term Prime Minister, Andrew Holness.
The Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, is adamant that the People's National Party, PNP, was detrimental to St. Thomas's development when they had the helm. Speaking at the JLP St. Thomas Parish meeting, Minister of Local Government, Desmond McKenzie, expressed contempt for the PNP administration.
You used to manufacture light bulb in St. Thomas. Who mash up the light bulb industry? You had the largest Goodyear outlet in the world right here. Who mash up Goodyear? They want to come back to mash up St. Thomas.
Senator Marlon Morgan also chimed in, reflecting on the JLP's impact on St. Thomas during their tenure as the governing party.
When we assembled here, people used to take step and take liberty with you guys here in St. Thomas and call it the forgotten parish. There was no new social housing program where we give people concrete structures to ensure that they're living in dignified conditions. Labor rights, lest we forget, there was no JUTC service here in St. Thomas.
Minister of Labour and Social Security, Pernell Charles, also addressed the now viral combination of political billboards from both political parties in Clarendon Southeast.
Myself and my team, we erected a banner, which you might have seen on TikTok, where the PNP put up a banner said, time come. And we put up a banner beside it said, to choose Jamaica. I got a message that the PNP, under the cover of the night, went up and took down our banner to choose Jamaica.
The party urged the voters in the Eastern Parish to support their efforts to stay at the helm. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, through the National Fisheries Authority, the NFA, has provided fishers with vessels and engines under the Government of Jamaica's Fisheries Production Incentive Program, and they are reportedly designed to enable fishermen to go further out at sea. We go back to Kevin Black for more details.
Fisheries already has started to elevate. You used to just have a division in the ministry. Now you have your own authority.
5 young fishers from St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland were provided with vessels and engines to enhance their productivity and safety at sea. This initiative emerged from the collaborative efforts of the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining and the National Fisheries Authority, NFA. Speaking at a handover ceremony at the NFA's office in Black River, St. Elizabeth, Minister of Agriculture, Floyd Green, says the initiative seeks to encourage more young people to pursue careers in fisheries.
So we crafted, as a part of our Fisheries Incentive Program, a program that will run for the next 5 years. This is not a one-year program. It will run for the next 5 years, where we've started by doing 20 boats and engine at a cost of about $46 million. Over 20 fishing beaches will be touched this year from this program.
He adds plans for expansion are being put in place, which will see an increase in the number of boats for distribution.
This is not a one-year initiative. This is just the start. So we are going to look to continue to do this program, and already, because the feedback has been so good, not only are we going to continue this program, we're going to look to expand the program. So I've already said to Dr. Bellamy, not this financial year, but by next year, we want to move from 20 to 40.
Minister Green placed emphasis on his ministry's intentions to provide greater investments expected to benefit all stakeholders within the fisheries sector.
Right, work with the National Fisheries Authority, put your training to use and use the best practices, and also we expect that you will be more efficient, you will get greater catch because you'll be able to go further out with these boats. We did, under our training program, we would have distributed about 21 engines across various beaches in Jamaica over the space of the last year. We want to replicate that and do more. But what we're going to do is tie it to training programs. Come train, you do well, we will help you. Like the top 3 who come out, you get an engine so you can continue to do. We are going to continue to invest in our fisheries sector.
The minister cautioned the fishers to ensure they follow best practices and work closely with the NFA. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
Now, tomorrow, Monday, marks Nomination Day, a pivotal moment in Jamaica's democratic process as candidates officially enter the race for upcoming elections. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica, the ECJ, will open nomination centres from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for parliamentary hopefuls and from 12 noon to 2 p.m. for by-election candidates. Candidates must submit signed nomination forms and pay the required fee, $15,000 for general elections and $3,000 for by-elections. Among the high-profile nominations, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is expected to be nominated in St. Andrew West Central at around 10:30, while Opposition Leader Mark Golding will file his papers in St. Andrew Southern at approximately 11:30. Both leaders are expected to arrive with strong party support and vibrant street processions. The ECJ underscores the importance of